Hello and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to have a look at Roger Schulenberg's Niobe and French Creek Railroad, and more specifically at the track plan and operations side of this layout. Now, I found this video on Stephen Bennett's channel. He's such an amazing artist, and I have so much respect for him and his work. So please do go to his channel and subscribe. His original video covers very well all the structures and stories behind the layout, so I do encourage you to watch the original after this. But he left out some of the operational aspects that are easily overlooked, hence I made this video with my thoughts. So the Niobe and French Creek Railroad. This is actually a small branch line that comes off from the Erie Railroad and connects all the way to the Pennsylvania Railroad. Let's follow the line and see what kind of operations we could have on this railroad. First off, let me just say why I really like this entire layout. Because this layout is the size of something that one person or a small group of friends, 2-3 people, can actually build. And you can operate it by yourself or with 2-3 people. So let's start the journey at Aldabottom and then let's head towards Niobe. The terminal is located in Aldabottom. So if we look at the track work, the first 3 runs on the right are a yard. The yard is there to do some small classification works for the trains that go up the branch line and to sort out the cars before you spot them at the local industries. And then you see there's one track that goes to the turntable, and just to the left and right of that are 2 tracks to service the terminal. Think of cars to load the cooling facility, and a car to remove the ash, and maybe a car for some tools, and then spare parts for the locomotives. And then the most left track is connected to the industry, and then the track ends in dead end with some maintenance of way cars. If we look the other way, then on the right we see this small depot. On the back of that is a small team track, 1 spur, and then the second spur that connects the canning facility and the mine behind it as well. So on Aldabottom there's actually quite a lot of fun switching and some light classification works. So how this all come about was very straightforward. On my layout, how I would do it is that one engine, perhaps the steam engine, would first classify all the cars and get it ready for the local that goes up the branch line and to switch everything out. So then here this, I believe alcohol locomotive would be the local. Cars are already set in the appropriate location, collects them, backs up, gets a caboose, and then we're on our way. Coming out of the terminal and going around the bend, the first thing you'll see is we're going to pass the AB junction. You see this on the map as well, it's just after Aldabottom. I'll come back to that later. The only thing that's good to note is that you see the direction of the junction, it's in the opposite direction, and it goes into the staging. Next up is Hammet Springs. Hammet Springs is just a small local area. Again, if you want to know the purpose of all the buildings, please see the original video. It's all explained in much detail. Just going to leave it out for now. One thing to note is that both spurs are in a different direction. So carrying on from there, we have a creek, and then we quickly enter Panama. So Panama, there's only 2 industries and a depot, yet there's a lot of switching action. First thing to note is the second track is a siding that goes all the way parallel to Panama. Then if we look at the wood products industry, you see there's 2 spurs right here for loading and offloading. And just behind the building, you'll see there's a spur as well that goes straight from the siding. Where the siding goes back to the main line, there's a spur there that goes to the back of the wood products building. Going the other way, there's this farmer supply industry. It's actually quite nice. It's very well situated in the landscape, very believable, very realistically spaced out. I really like that scene. And then don't miss it, there's an extra spur just behind the depot with a ramp to offload the tractors for the farmer's equipment. So carrying on, passing the creek, then we come to the Nio Junction. Junction goes to the left and our line will continue to the right. I'll come back to the junction in a second. Then we have 2 spurs, one for a local oil dealer and one for a local coal dealer. Then as we come around the bend, we enter the city of Niobe. So just looking at the tracks here, the most right one is the main line from the Erie Railroad. Comes in from behind the corner from the staging, and then it theoretically continues on straight. So track number 2 and 3 I would call it transfer tracks. So this is where cars can be spotted either from the Erie for the branch line or from the branch line that have to be picked up by the Erie Railroad. Track number 3 also doubles a bit as a platform track for the station. And then you see the spur there in front of the station. And the one track that diverges to the left and passes the station connects to the NE Junction that we saw earlier. But reversing from that track, there are also 2 spurs that go into this amazing looking industry right here. Look at that, there's a scale, there's a crane, everything going on. So what is so amazing about this track that loops back to the NE Junction? Well, first off, it gives the possibility to turn trains around on this side of the branch without having a turntable. You saw there's a turntable in Aldabottom, but here there's not. So just imagine a passenger train that would come around the bend just following the branch line and then go into the station. Then when it wants to go back, you just slowly reverse past the station, past that turnout, and then take that track that leads over the road, and then you come onto the branch line at the NA junction. So genius, so simple, and it gives a lot of switching possibilities. Another genius thing about this layout is at Niobe, there's a transfer track. I already mentioned it. So this train comes in, as you see here, from the staging in the back, and then you can switch out cars at Niobe. So this will generate a lot of traffic and get you cars on and off to the layout and basically connect you to the outer world. And then the last genius thing is, as pointed out earlier, this line theoretically goes straight, but it goes off layout. But because we have that junction, the AB junction, the train coming in from Erie can actually just continue on the branch line and then get off at AB junction just to have some continuous running. Because this train that just came out of the staging, you also don't really want to back it up back into the staging. So here you see it, here you have it. And first off, it's a beautiful layout and it has some really genius items to it. This turnaround loop in Niobe, then the continuous running possibilities with these junctions, and then last off the transfer in Niobe just to get you connected to the outer world. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye bye.